Good morning. Fine. We will start this session on how to use Algomojo platform for automation of your trades. Um, Welcome to the session. My name is Lokesh. I'm part of Algomojo team. We'll start with a small presentation. Hope my audio is okay. In case if you have any issues in the audio, please let me know. And in case if you have any queries, please use the Q&A box to type out your queries. I'll try and answer them as we go along. um, in case you'd like to see anything specific in our platform or any, say in trading view, have a strategy or an indicator, you want to use that and you want to see how to do the setup for automation, kindly let me know. Let me try and show it in this session today. This session is getting recorded. It will be available in case if you would like to go through it again at a later point in time. Yes. The agenda for today is we will start with a small introduction to Algomojo platform and go through some of the features that are available for investors and traders. Then let's look at how do we do an integration with using TradingView. In TradingView, we can use a strategy or an indicator which are available. In case you have anything specific, let me know. I'll try and use that during the demo today. And in case anybody is interested in looking at Amibroker, kindly let me know. We can see how to do automation using Amibroker also. A brief about Algomojo support structure and Q&A. In case you have any queries, please use the Q&A box to ask your questions. Sorry. Our website is algomojo.com. We have our platform is a web-based algo trading execution platform. We don't have any mobile app as such. It is a browser-based platform which is available. You can use any browser, either on your desktop, laptop, or mobile, and log into our platform and make use of all the facilities and features that are available for traders and investors. Yeah. Then it is designed for people to automate their strategies which provide the buy and sell signals. So both for short-term, intraday, and say swing trade kind of traders or investors who would like to automate their entire process, we are there to help you out. Our platform provides facilities to help you to place orders automatically whenever your charting tool generates a buy or a sell signal. Yeah, currently we have integrated with some of the popular tools like TradingView, Amibroker, MT4, Charting, and NinjaTrader. Of course, Excel and Python are also available in case if you are a programmer and you like to you are using Python, kindly refer to a Python library. You will be able to use almost all the facilities one would look at for automation using the Python program as such. We provide common API connectivities across multiple brokers. We provide whatever execution modules are required, whatever sample codes are required for traders and investors to automate. And we have tried to keep this process as simple and as user friendly as possible. You need not have to have any kind of programming or coding knowledge. All you need to do is have a good strategy or an indicator or a plan with which you would like to trade or invest. And we are there to support you in terms of automating those signals generated from your platform. It could be any of these. It could be TradingView, Amibroker, Charting, MT4, anything. Yes. Uh, we will go through some of the key features available in our platform. Like for traders and for investors, you can customize what is that you want to trade. Like if you can choose whether you want to trade in equities, whether you want to trade in futures, whether you want to trade in options. You can customize what you want to trade. You can say whether you want to do an intraday trade or you want to do a swing trade. You can predefine the quantities that you want to trade. And if you want to trade in options, you can trade in ATM, ITM, and OTM. ITM and OTM, you have the flexibility to choose up to 50 strikes in the money and 20 strikes in the money and 20 strikes out of the money uh, as such. And for anything, for indices and as well as for stocks options as such. Then, if you're a buyer, yes, you can use a platform. And or if you want to write options, you can do that. Suppose you get a buy signal and you want to write a PE, that's possible. Suppose you want to hedge your trade with a future, say a future trade, you would like to hedge with a PE or kind of thing or a C kind of thing. You can do that also by doing a hedge buying and a hedge selling as such. And in case if your quantity that you're trading is more than the freeze quantity, we will take care of the order splitting. So you need not have to worry about placing multiple orders to fill the entire quantity as such. Again, what I would like to emphasize here is that we are an execution platform. We don't provide any tips or advisory kind of services. Our platform is there to help you to automate the strategies which you would already be having and running or using as such. So whichever platform you're using, like your or TradingView or Amibroker or charting, whenever they generate a buy or a sell signal, instead of you running to your mobile or to your laptop and placing an order always or sitting in front of the system, we will take care of those activities for you. So whenever there's a signal, we will execute. It could be buy, sell, any of these kind of signals coming from your charting tool or from your strategy or from your indicators as such. But as such, we don't provide advisory services. We don't give any tips to buy or sell as such. So our expectation is that you should have a good strategy or an indicator which you would have tested and would like to use for trading or investing. And if you have that, we help you to automate that process. Then in terms of risk management, we provide target and stop loss. Currently, you can set one target and one stop loss. It can be either in terms of points or it can be in terms of percentage, or also you can specify in M2M terms also. So in case you say that, okay, uh, for the day I'm looking at a target of 15,000 or 20,000 rupees, or whatever is the amount that you're looking at, as soon as that M2M is reached, the position taken or which is open will get closed as such. Similarly, in terms of stop loss, if you feel that okay, you don't want to take less than say 0.5% or 1% as the loss, our system will keep track of the MTM, and if it goes below the set percentage by you, it will close the portion, so thereby minimizing your losses and help you to maximize the profits as such. Also, you can trail your stop losses in terms of both points and percentage or MTM as such. So that flexibility is available for the users. You can customize the time uh, when you want to trade, like whether you want to trade the entire day or you want to trade first 1.5 hours or 2 hours or towards the end of the day, or you don't want to trade in the morning and the closing in volatility. You can set the start time and end time as such. Uh, is that so? Are is are you able to see the presentation? Is one person who is not able to see the presentation? I'm sorry about it. Uh, can anybody else confirm if you are able to see the presentation or able to hear my voice? Okay. Sir, request you to kindly log off and log in again. There are other people who are in the uh, uh, session and they're able to see presentation, and also the voice is pretty clear. Okay. Yeah. I'll just wait for a few seconds. Uh, let's just give a few seconds for the person to rejoin again. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you for the confirmation. Yeah, I think he is joined. Yes. Hope you are able to see the presentation and my audio is okay. Yeah, thanks for the confirmation. Sir. Sorry about that. So you can just one second. You can customize the start time and end time. Suppose you say that, okay, let me start my trading or investment only after 11 o'clock in the day, in the morning every day. So you can set the time. So any signals coming in earlier to that, it will not be executed as such. Or if you are a trader who'd like to trade only in the first 1 hour or 2 hour, you can do that also. You can say that the end time is say 11 o'clock or 10:30, and any signals coming in after that will not be executed by the platform. Or if you want to trade the entire day, you need not have to set the end time and start time. By default, it will process all the signals received throughout the day as such. Only if you're very particular about the start and end times when you want to execute the signals and when you don't want the signals to be taken, then you will need to set the start and end time as such. Yeah. Continue with some of the other features. For all users, the paper trade facility is provided. Paper trade is a facility feature which is to help you to understand if the orders are getting processed and placed as per your expectations. So once you do the setup and you want to test it out and check if the platform is able to place the orders as per your requirement in terms of the quantity or the instrument or the buy or sell signals, and check whether all the signals are getting executed, all the orders are getting executed as per your requirement. To test that out, the paper trading facility is made available. It is to be used for checking the process as such, and it's not recommended that you use paper trade as a forward testing tool or a back testing tool. The idea is how long can you do a paper trade for back testing or forward testing? It's may not be a right tool for such kind of testing of your strategies. It is to more to test the platform requirements or the your requirements in terms of platform executing the signals. So instead of doing a live trade and by chance losing out on the trades, we have given this facility for paper trade. Our recommendation is that you start with the paper trade always, and once you find that the platform is able to execute the orders as per your requirement, you can shift over to the live trade process as such. Now, for every user, paper trade up to three paper trades are allowed. And after you test that, you can go into live trade, and there are no limitations in for live trades as such. You can do any number of live trades, and you can have any number of instruments or strategies running. There's no limitation for live trades. Only for paper trade, there's a limitation of paper trades as such. More to test the process. Now, there are certain rules that we have set in our system. This is after looking at the requirements of various traders and investors and looking at huge number of strategies. We have found that there are close to 4 to 5 rules which are normally used by the traders and investors, which are long only or short only or long plus short and stop and reverse. So it is important that you use the correct rule so that the orders will get executed as per your strategy requirements. In case you find that there's a mismatch, then you may need to fine tune the rule that you have selected. We will look at these rules when we are looking at an actual chart for setting up the automation as such. So it's important that you choose the correct rule. In case if there's a mismatch, the orders will go for a toss as such. Then, if you're an option trader, you have option strategies like straddles and strangles or butterflies, various kind of things. You have the flexibility to choose or create each leg of the strategy and execute all the legs based on a single signal. It can be a buy, and there are, say, 4 to 5 legs in the strategy that you're running. All 5 of them or 4 of them, which are there in the option strategy, will get executed based on that single signal which is received. And also you can set the priority in which the orders need to be executed. Suppose you are an option buy, you want to trade in futures, and you also want to hedge it with an option. So you can take a hedge first and then trade the future, so that you get that margin benefit also as such. So while exiting, you can again say that the future has to be executed first and then the option has to be executed. You can set both the entry and exit priorities as such. So as per your requirement in terms of entry and exit, the system will send the orders to the brokers to be executed. For all users, you have the Telegram app, which can be set up to receive notifications whenever there's a signal or whenever there's an order getting executed. It's a very simple process. We have a Telegram app called Algomojo.bot. All you have to do is get into this bot in Telegram app and take the chart ID and enable it, or use the chart ID and enable the notification. We will try and look at that also, how to do that. Uh, for paper trading, you can set up to 3 paper trades. So any number of trades, and again, we've seen people who want to, who have passed 100, 200 kind of orders in paper trade. So you can set up to 3 paper trades per day as such. Yes. Somebody had a query in terms of how many limitations in paper trade. So then you can create a watch list of the symbols that you want to trade. Like if you're trading in, say, charting or Amibroker exploration, you would have huge number of stocks which you want to trade in. And every day you might not get orders in all the stocks. So you might get it in a few stocks. So you can set a similar kind of watch list in our system. It's a simple CSV upload you can do. You can upload and modify any amount of time these stocks that you want to use for trading as such. End of the day, you can download various reports of how many signals were received, how many orders were placed, what are the positions that were taken. All that can be downloaded at the end of the day. Currently, you have to do it every day as such. The historical reports of the various states or signals received is currently not available. We are working on that facility where you will be able to download all the signals received, say, for the past month kind of thing or a past week kind of thing. Currently, it is limited to the current day as such. Uh, some of the new features that we have introduced uh, very recently are something like you can limit new entry limit controls, where you can, especially people who are using, say, Amibroker or charting, where you find that for a particular symbol, there are multiple signals coming in, uh, especially in Amibroker, where there could be issues in terms of repainting, multiple buy or multiple signals that get generated. If you don't want that, all the signals to be processed and just process one signal, you can do that. Or if you want to say that, okay, you want to take 2 signals or 3 signals of the same type, say it can be buy plus Y or sell kind of thing. So you can choose and set how many concurrent or entries that can be taken off a similar kind of signal as such. So this is something that we have launched, especially to help people who have strategies where there are issues in terms of repainting, or it could be that traders or investors want to take only one signal and ignore the rest of the signals of similar kind of, say, buy only or sell only kind of thing. To help them, we have introduced this. Then the other feature that we have recently launched is you can limit the number of trades that you can do per day as such. Suppose you want to limit the number of trades taken for say trading in Nifty to be say 5 or 10, you can set the limit. So it will take 10 trades if you have set the limit as 10, and anything coming beyond that will not be processed as such. So you can that will limit how many trades that you want to take in a day as such. Then, in terms of rollover flexibility, we've just launched this. The current facility was that you had to do a rollover on expiry day, and now you have the flexibility to set the rollover, say 10 days before the actual rollover. If you're doing a monthly contract, you can roll over anywhere before 10 days to the expiry date. You can set the date and time, and on that particular date and time, if there's any open position, that will be closed and the next contract will be opened for you. Suppose you're trading in ATM and you want to take the say June month contract around the 18th of May. So if there's an open contract, it will close on the 18th of May and take June month's contract of ATM as such. If you're trading in options as such, if it is futures, it will close the current month and take the next month on the 18th of May as such. It can be any date prior to 10 days before the expiry as such. Now, some of the other features that we are currently working on to get the limit orders in terms of price. Currently, it is market order is what we process. Shortly, we will have limit and stop loss limit and market also. And we are working on a facility wherein the option strategies can be created in uh, the platform itself at a click of a button. You need not have to create all the legs. Suppose if it's an anaconda and you have 4 or 5 legs in that, and the system will give you all the pre-filled strategy as such, and you can link it to whichever trading platform that you're using. So such kind of facility will be provided. Currently, you have to create all the legs independently and link them together or group them together to be executed on a single signal as such. There's another facility called Profit Lock facility, which should be rolled out today. So from Monday onwards, you'll be able to use this Profit Lock facility also. Then another feature that we are working on is to have a watch list of the options for stocks and indices for trading as such. We expect these kind of these new features to be rolled out in a couple of weeks. So as and when we roll out these new features, we keep updating all the clients. In case you want a new feature to be added in our platform, which could help you in terms of your trading or investment, you can request for that. Based on the feasibility, we could work and develop that feature or facility for you. So I'll show you now platform or a website where you can specify the feature that you would like to have in a platform. Use that, and then we will come back and tell you whether it can be done, not done, and how much time it will require as such. Any queries so far? Please let me know. Use the Q&A box to type out your queries. Now, the segments that you can trade using our platform is limited to the Indian market. We are currently not yet enabled on cryptos. That is another segment that we are working on. There's development going on to enable some crypto platforms as such for algo trading, but it is limited to the Indian markets now. Yeah, the segments that you can trade would include equity in terms of you can do intraday or delivery based trading. You can trade in futures and options, both NSE and BSE, and even commodities for both futures and options. Then you can do a static option or you can do a dynamic option also. So based on your signal generation time, we could look at what is the spot of the instrument, spot price of the instrument that you're trying to trade. And if you're selected ATM or ITM or OTM, we will place the order appropriately as per your selection in our platform. It depends on what you define that you want to trade with. See, currently the facility to choose an option mod strike based on, say, the LTP or the Greeks is not yet available as such. It is option selection you can do only in terms of ATM, OTM, ITM as such. ITM and OTM up to 20 strikes you can the platform can select for you and trade. Yes, that is another facility where we are working on to select the say option strike based on say the premium or certain delta or certain Greeks. Uh, it will come at a later date. I'm not very sure if it's not an immediate rollout. It could take time because these are complex requirements and our team is currently working on certain other priorities, but it is there as in our roadmap. And going forward, we will have such facility also available. Yeah, you can use TradingView strategy to create an alert, and you can execute orders in your broker. Today, we will see that only. We will try and we will see a demo of how to use TradingView strategy or an indicator, and see how we can place an order into your broker. So we will be doing that today. And in case you have a specific strategy or um, uh, an indicator, kindly let me know. I'll try and use that and show it for you. And yes, you can use a spot chart or a future chart and place order either in futures and options. We will look at those kind of facilities when we get into the actual platform configuration as such. Yes. We have integrated with close to 27, 28 brokers as of now across. You will find all the major brokers with whom we have already done the API integration. So, in case you have an account with any of these brokers, you will be able to start off immediately. You can use our platform for automation of your strategies and indicators as such. Now, all users would get 7 days free trial to use our platform. After the trial period is over, you can do a subscription. We will look at what are the plans that are available also. Now, in case you are you would like to avail some special offer from us, if you open a new account with any of these seven brokers, we will be able to give you the APIs completely free of cost for life of of Algomojo as such. So you will get all the features, facilities which are currently available and which we are going to roll out in the going forward will be available free of cost for life for you. So otherwise, there's a subscription cost involved. You could use this offer. We'll show you also how to avail this using a platform. Yeah, Zerodha Kite is also, you can integrate with Zerodha. Yes, Zerodha is already there. Yes. So Zerodha, they used to charge API for the APIs. They used to charge 2,000 rupees for the APIs. Now they have made it free of cost. So in case you already have a Zerodha account, you can trade or invest in Zerodha using their APIs without any charges as such. This they have done it very, very recently. I'm not very sure if many people are aware. Yes, but um, uh, it's possible as such. Yes. Yeah, yeah. You can convert your futures or spot alert that you generate from TradingView and into an option. Say if you want to trade in a few, say ATM option or an ITM option or an OTN option, you can do that. How to do it? I'll just show it to you when we do the actual demo on the platform. Yeah. Kindly, if you open an account with these seven brokers, you get APIs also free of cost. Kindly use this facility. Now, when it comes to automation, it's a two-step process. In the first step, you need to set what is that you want to trade in Algomojo, like whether you want to trade in equities, whether you want to trade in futures, whether you want to trade in options, how much quantity, whether intraday or it is carry forward. All that setup is one-time activity that you need to define in Algomojo. And after you define that, you get into the uh, uh, set up to be done either in TradingView or in Amibroker. It's a very simple copy paste kind of activity that one needs to do to automate the process. We will look at how to do that. And if you are using Amibroker, then you have to download one or two modules depending on your strategy. And that's it. Just do a copy paste of the webhook URL and one or two codes that we provide into TradingView or Amibroker. That you're done. So any signals coming from the platform will be automatically executed in your broker account. Yeah. What we'll do is when we get into the platform, we can, yeah, let me try and somebody has a query. Yes, sir, you can ask your query.
Yes, sir. I have one question.
Tell me, sir.
Um, suppose I'm using a trading view indicator to generate signals or strategy
Okay.
to generate signals.
Okay.
Now my target is achieved. So
Yes.
I have both short position and with as well as a long position.
Okay.
Now suppose in short position my target is achieved, and then my that gets executed.
Okay.
Now, if the trading view signal gives a buy position, then it will again
Okay.
buy. Can we avoid this? Because my option is because that series is complete, right? Because I shorted, then my target is achieved, it automatically buy. Then again a buy signal comes because that is from the trading view, not from the target side. So how
Yeah.
can I avoid this?
Yeah. So you, suppose you're trading only short signals, for example,
I'm
right?
trading both the
Or
signals.
both pair signals, not an issue. Suppose you're trading, you've taken a short portion and target is achieved. Okay.
Mm.
And when the buy signal comes from the trading view, we will
Mm.
check whether that position is open, still open or not. And if it is not open, we'll not place any order.
No, but it places the order. That is the problem at times because I'm doing this. So it has happened
Okay.
that my target is achieved, then the buy signal because it's treated as a fresh signal. That is the only reason.
Aha. See, and there are two methods of doing it. Suppose you have a short portion and the your target is achieved and the portion gets closed. When the buy comes, what is your expectation? It should not take a
Ignore.
buy, is
It
what
should
you're
ignore.
saying.
It should ignore.
It should not. Okay. Now, there's a method of doing it. That's why what is important is the selection of the rule. I'll show you an actual demo as to how it works.
Okay.
For such kind of requirement, you have to use a rule called short only. What it will do is it will process this short signal when it comes from trading view and the position is taken. And when if the target is achieved, it will close the position. And when the buy comes, it will look if the position is still open or not. And if it is not open, it will ignore that buy signal. Now, what could have happened in your case is that you would have used stop and reverse or a long plus short kind of
Right.
rule.
Long plus short because I have
Yes, you should not be using that.
because
That's why the
long will
rules.
also come. So I have to create two
Yeah,
strategies, right? In that
yes, you'll need to create one for short and one for long only.
long.
Yes. So if you
Okay.
created that in such a manner, then it will work as per your expectation. So if the position is not there, it will ignore that signal. That's it. Yes.
One more request. So
Yes.
every day we need to relog in and live and create the signal as
Yes.
live, right?
Yes. Yes. That's right.
But when we create live, it ignores the last day position. If you want to do a swing trading, how can we do that? Because we need to
Uh,
reconcile every time.
no, no. See, if you have taken a swing or a delivery position, it will
Hmm.
always be there in your account.
Hmm.
And when you open it the next day and make it live or
Hmm.
paper trade, it will
Hmm.
show there. It will be under the positions, and the position will get carried forward. Not an issue at all.
Okay.
Now, it'll ask for a reconciliation if
Mm.
the system finds that there's a mismatch in terms of the quantity which is open in our portion book and the quantity which is shown in the broker portion book. Now,
Mm.
suppose you have taken two lots of, say, Nifty, and your broker is showing only one lot. So, if there's a mismatch, then it will say that, okay, please reconcile, there's a mismatch. Then you have to go and do the reset or adjust the position so that both the positions are equal. What is there in Algomojo and what is there with your broker, both should be similar.
Okay, just two more questions. So when is
Yeah.
the profit and loss facility going to live?
Profit and loss is
Profit
currently
and loss, profit and loss, profit loss, loss.
it'll be rolled out today. So from Monday onwards, you'll be able to use it.
Okay, and
Yes.
last thing, so when I create any strategy,
Ah,
whenever the time, so how does it checks the value? Is it, live data? Do you have live data, or you rely on the broker that I have?
no, no. We have live data which we take from brokers itself. Each broker, suppose you are using somebody like Zerodha, so we
Hmm.
take data from Zerodha itself and synchronize with that.
Acha.
Yes. And also, what we do is for calculating the profit and loss, we will look at what is the average traded price and into the quantity. And on the live in the live market, it will keep updating in terms of your profit or loss. And whenever the target or stop loss is achieved, it will close the position.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So, sir, one issue I faced, one more issue is like in gold,
Ah,
the calculation is not correct from your side. So for the lot size, like gold mini, it has 100, but I think you treat everything as 10. Or there's some issues in that.
we can check that. We will
So lot
definitely get
size
in touch
for,
with you. Yeah,
yeah.
we'll try and understand what is the mismatch, where's the mismatch coming in,
The lot
and
size there's a mismatch for gold mini and gold gunia.
okay, we will look at it, sir. We will definitely get in touch with you and see how we can. If there's a mismatch, we'll try and correct it. Or each broker has, there could be a difference between a broker to broker. Maybe
No,
that is
that is
causing
from
some issue.
MCX, right? That is from
Yeah.
MCX. Lot size
Okay.
can be changed by a broker.
Okay. So we will check it out. So we'll get in touch with you after this session. Team
Okay.
will talk to you and see what needs to be done.
Sure, sure, sure. Thank you. So
Okay.
I have
Yeah.
a account from Fires, which I have used from your
Okay. Okay. Great.
product.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. 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 One moment. Yes. So, coming back to what we were discussing in terms of the automation setup, first you define what is that you want to trade in Algomojo, and then do the setup either in TradingView or in any other platform that you're running your strategy with. So let us try and look at uh, the platform as such. So, in terms of rules, again briefly, this is very very important that if there's a mismatch, then the orders may not go through as per the expectation. Like what we were discussing with the gentleman today, his expectation was that if there's a short position. And the short has got closed because of the targets. And when a new buy signal comes, it should not take a new order as such. Now, that would be happening if you have selected long plus short as a rule, or there's another rule called stop and reverse. If you have selected any of these, then it will create an issue as such. So it is important to understand how the rules work and select the correct rule so that your trades get executed as per your expectation. There's a detailed write-up provided in terms of understanding the rules. In case if there's any clarification that you need to do in terms of selecting the right rule, we will be able to help you out. Just get in touch with us either online or on a call. We can come and have a look at your strategy and suggest the appropriate rule to be set up in the system so that the orders go through as per your expectations, as per your strategy's requirement as such. Yeah. Hmm, before getting into the integration, let's look at our platform as such. Like as I was mentioning, algomojo.com is our website, and it's a web-based platform. We don't have any app, so you can use any browser to log in and use our platform as such. Now, to avail Algomojo APIs free of cost, you can use this button called Open an Account. It will ask for some details like name and mobile number and contact details. After that, you can select which broker you'd like to open the account with and take you to that broker's web page. You'll need to complete your account opening process. And once your account is ready, the APIs will be, the broker will be back to us and we will enable the free APIs for life. So use this facility to open a new account. Now, in case you need any new feature, you can use this button and ask for a new feature. We will help you out. We will check and come back to you and tell you whether it's possible, not possible as such. Now, in case you need a demo or something about our about usage of the platform or any kind of uh, understanding that you need, you can either do it online immediately or you can book a slot using this slot button, installation slot button. It will ask for a date and time. You can confirm when you will be free. So our team will get in touch with you and help you out in terms of doing the setup for yourself. So uh, once you go into algomojo.com to log in, use this login button at the right top corner, and it will ask for the broker to be selected from this drop down. You can, if you already have an account, all you have to do is type out the broker's name. I'll be using TradeGenie as the broker for today's demo. So to log in into our system, you will need to use the same credentials given by the broker, the same user ID, password, and the authentication. Everything is the same, so you need not have to worry about looking at different user credentials. Uh, Let me update this. So for each broker, you need to have a separate subscription as such. If you open mm, an account with multiple brokers using our platform, you will get free of cost APIs for all the brokers. There are 7 brokers with whom we have a understanding where we will be able to give you the subscription free of cost if you open an account using Algomojo as the referral. So once you log in, the web page is the same for all the brokers. So you have a facility where you will be able to see the summary of various funds and holdings and position kind of stuff. You can also create multiple watch lists, which will help you to place orders manually, discretionary orders if you want to take. You can do it right from here. You want to buy, sell anything. You can do it from here itself. So for all your day-to-day operations, you can use just one platform, Algomojo. You need not have to have multiple things open and you need not be referring to multiple things. Our platform will be able to take care of most of your trading and investment related activities. Unless until you want to have transfer funds or withdraw funds or look at various reports, then you will need to log into broker's terminal and request for the funds or transfer funds as such. Otherwise, for your trading and investment, one login is sufficient. So after you log in, you will see the tabs on the right top. The dashboard is what we're looking at. The orders, trades, and positions are what will be reflected of your broker itself. Suppose you've taken manual orders plus algo orders, all that will be shown under this position book. Orders placed both in terms of API and in terms of manual will all be shown here. So this is a replication or the data same as what is available in the broker's order book or the broker's trade book or positions as such. Both it will have a combination of both algo related and or algo triggered orders as well as manually taken orders also. So all can be viewed from here. And for automation, the important thing is to look at various tabs that are provided here. First thing is to check for the API. So when you click on this, it will ask you to generate an API. So once you do that, you will get a 7 days trial as such. So after you complete the trial, you can renew it by using the renew button. So you have monthly plan, half yearly plan, and yearly plan. On a yearly basis, it works out to 500 rupees for you. We feel it's a very good value for the kind of spend that you would have looking at various features and facilities that we offer. And if you open an account with Algomojo as the referral, you will get this completely free of cost for life as such. So this is the API key and secret, which is provided by Algomojo and not the broker API and broker secret. This is Algomojo API and API secrets, right? You get summary of the validity, how many days it is valid for. In case you want to change API, you can do that from here also. Regenerate the secret key as such. Okay. So post getting the API, so suggestion is that kindly avail the trial period, test it out for 7 days, and in case you find this platform is able to meet most of your trading and investing related activities processes, kindly then get into the subscription method. In case if you find that it is not meeting your expectation in terms of facilities or features, whatever, then you may not have to lock in your amount or spend your money for thing which is not be of use to you as such. Hence, use the trial period, test it out completely, and then go in for subscription as such. So once you have the API, the next step is to define what is that you want to trade using Algomojo. So that normally gets defined here under this tab called My Strategies. So click on this. So all the strategies that you create will all be listed here. Now you can continue retaining them, or you can delete them in case if you find that okay, this is no longer relevant and you would like to create a new one. So this page will be blank when you start off. So use the new button, create strategy button, and define what is that you want to trade. For example, the first demo we'll look at Nifty futures. I say Nifty demo 3rd May. It can be any name, give a unique name, and select the rule. So for the demo purpose, we'll be using the super trend strategy. The rule applicable for super trend kind of strategies is the stop and reverse. So when we look at the chart, I will try and explain it again. What kind of rule is relevant in what kind of scenarios. So we'll select stop and reverse as the rule. Then we need to select the segment. Here we'll say that it is futures and option. And then say Nifty futures. Type in the first few letters. You will get a drop down from where you can select the contract that you want to trade. By default, it is NRML. If you want to change it to MIS intraday, you can do that. The price is always market, so leave it at the default values and select the lot. Suppose if you say 100 lots, it will also show you how much quantity that translates to. If it is more than the freeze limit, it will spread the orders. You need not have to do anything. So these are the basic information that you need to update. The rest of the things need not, it can be kept at a default value. I can say that, okay, submit this, it will get saved. The rest of the things would include things like target. You can set in percentage points or M2M. Similarly, you can set stop loss in percentage points and M2M. If you say points, you can say the value as say 100 points. Similarly, stop loss, you can say M2M, you can say the value is 5,000 rupees. And target stop loss, you can say again M2M. So all this can be set, or you can leave it to the default values. In case if your strategy itself is taking care of the target and stop loss and MTM kind of. So depending on your requirement, you will need to update the target and stop loss and trading stop loss facilities here. And the other section is relates to the start time and the end time. End time is, suppose you say that, okay, after 2 o'clock, you don't want to trade any signals, or 3 o'clock, you don't want to trade any signals. You can set the end time as 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So after that, any new signals coming in will be ignored by the system as well. So end time is when you want the system not to take new signals. So if you want to set that, you can do that. Similarly, square off time for daily square off. If it is MIS or what time you want the square off. If you want to roll over, you can set that. When do you want to roll over? What time do you want to roll over? So those are the other additional settings that you need to do in terms of defining in our platform. Right. Once you have the basic things updated and the additional optional things that you need also updated, you save this strategy by using the submit button. And as you can see here, there's a webhook URL that will be generated. And also below, you will have these codes that are generated, which we'll be using in trading as well. Any queries so far? One moment. So after you set this, go up and your strategy will be listed here. So by default, it will be in inactive state. You can enable live trade or paper trade. So always start with the paper trade. So select the paper trade. And in case you want to test it out, you can generate the buy and sell signals from here itself. So if you say buy, your buy signal will be generated and you will be able to see the signals under this tab called My Signals. So as you can see here for this strategy, there's a buy signal generated manually and it was done at such and such a time. The orders placed were so many because we had set 100 lots as the quantity to be traded. So you will be able to see that this is the strategy where paper trade is live and it would continue with the trades as such. Now you can look at it strategy wise. What are the signals or what are the systems or positions open? So you can select strategy wise the tab. You will be able to see position. If you want to see the positions of all, then you can do it from here. So all strategies will be listed. Whatever open positions are there, closed positions are there, will also be shown here as such. Now, in case you want to close this portion, you can do a square off from here itself. Now, suppose say you have taken 100 lots and you've closed say 25 lots or 10 lots manually. Well, you have to come here and then do an adjust. You can, and you will need to say, okay, you close say all the positions, only 10 lots are open, so you make it 750 as such, and then submit. That is if you have done it manually. If you have done it using a system, then the system will take care of it. If you have done it manually, you have to necessarily come back and say that, okay, you adjust the quantity. Now, if this is not done every day when you log in, if there's a mismatch, your broker is showing 750 quantity, whereas here it is still 7,500. It will ask you to reconcile and adjust the position to what is there in the broker's terminal. So once you do that, it will not ask you to reconcile as such. So it is important that what is there in Algomojo and what is there in broker account are similar. If there's a mismatch, it will ask you, it will prompt you to do an adjustment or reconciliation, do that reconciliation, and just bring it to the same quantity. Yes. So next step is to see how do we trade this automatically. Let me try and square off this and make this 0. You can do the square off from here also. So the quantity has become 0. Then after you do the setup in Algomojo, you define what is that you want to trade. The next step is to do a setup or create an alert in TradingView. Let me open the TradingView. Yeah. Let us look at, we will be using a facility called webhook URL, which is supported only the paid version of TradingView. So you will need to have a subscription for TradingView. The free version doesn't support the webhook URL. You have to have a subscription. Once you have the subscription, the setup, the process that we suggest normally is to first to select the symbol that you want to trade. For example, let's look at Bitcoin. The markets are open today. We will be able to see some live trades. So let's select this. Yeah, and next step is to look at the time frame. Let's say 1 minute. So select the instrument and select the time frame, and then select the strategy. Loaded a preloaded strategy called Super Trend. I'm sure everybody has used or heard of super trend. Super trend is a strategy which is always in trade. So it is either in long or short always. So it was short here and long here, and it will keep alternating. So expectation is that whenever there's a buy, we have to take a long portion in Nifty, and when a sell comes, we have to close the long portion and take the reverse portion. That is the short in Nifty as such. So that is why the rule that needs to be used for a strategy which is similar to super trend is called stop and reverse. It can be anything. It can be any strategy, which is if it is always in trade like a super trend, use the rule called stop and reverse. That is the fifth rule in our drop down, and then do the setup for alert creation. So let's do one thing. The way to do after you load the strategy, you have to create an alert. So just go to this more button and say add alert. So and update this pop-up box. In the pop-up box, whatever is the default value in the message box, delete that. Go to Algomojo here. Go to your strategy, and when you are using a strategy in TradingView, copy this content from here and paste it here. And go to notification again from Algomojo, copy this webhook URL and paste it here. Remove the default and paste it here. See, most important link between TradingView and what is that you want to trade is contained in this webhook URL. From here, when TradingView sends a signal, it will send it to Algomojo. We will look at it from this webhook URL to whom it belongs and to which strategy it belongs as such. So here the strategy name is PC underscore 255, as you can see here. So we will know that this order has come for the strategy called TC 150 255. Under that, what is being traded? So under that, Nifty 100 lots is being traded. So that is what we want to process, is what we understand from the information that we receive from TradingView when a signal is generated. And we will process that signal for you. So you have to update this message box and notification and say, give a name for this. I'd say uh, NF demo 3rd May. Sorry. That's it. So there are only two things. One is the message box has to be copy pasted and the webhook URL to be copy pasted and save it. You will be able to see that under the alerts sections, as you can see here. So NF demo 3rd May is there. So we will wait for the signal to come. So if there's a sell signal, it will take the sell as such. That is all is a process for automation. Any doubt in this? Yes. So first select your instrument that you want to trade with, then select the time frame that you want to trade in, say 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 15 minutes, whatever is the time frame. Then load your strategy. And once you load the strategy, just go to this three dots here and say add alert. It will open this pop-up box. So whatever is the default message in the message box, delete that. Go to Algomojo, copy this under this trading view section, go to the strategy section and copy the strategy, bring it to trading view, paste it here, and go to notification. Whatever the default webhook URL which is there, remove that and take it from here from Algomojo for that particular strategy and paste it. Copy this from here and paste it here and say create. That's all. That is all is the process. We have created, today I'm giving a demo of using Bitcoin as an example. We can process the signal received from any chart. It can be a spot chart, it can be a futures chart, it can be crypto, which is running like this, and trade in whatever instrument that I want to trade. Because here, if you look at, I have said that, okay, I want to trade in 100 lots of Nifty based on this signal which is there in TradingView. Now, ideally, I would be using Nifty as the chart. Today, since the markets are closed, we're trying to use a market which is open to just for demo as such. See, if you have done used it, if you have any invite only strategy, not an issue. As long as sorry, as long as that invite only strategy is able to give you provision to create an alert, it will work. See, normally you'll find a lot of strategy is provided in the platform. Let me just one second. It is active. You will find a lot of strategies in TradingView which are normally locked. You'll not be able to see the source code, but you'll be able to create an alert. If you've done if you're subscribed to somebody else's strategy studies and such, they allow you to create an alert kind of facility. So that is all is required. So you can bring in any strategy, you can load any strategy from here. As long as it is giving you facility to add alert, you'll be able to automate it. As simple as that. It is just a two-step process of updating this message box, add an alert, message box to be updated, and notification updation. That's all. Nothing else needs to be done. Now, as you can see, the cell has been generated. We'll be able to see the signal here. The cell signal has come in. So let us look at what has happened to the signal. Go to Algomojo, go to the cell signal, my signals button. As you can see here, we have got a cell signal from this IP, which pertains to TradingView. So, and the status is it's completed. It has placed an order for shorting Nifty and 7,500 lots, 100 lots is what is placed as such. That is it. It is as simple as that. It can be any strategy that you would have, as long as it is giving buy or sell signal. Only two steps: update the message box, update the webhook URL, and you're ready to receive any signal and the orders to be placed in your broker account. Yeah. How do we, there's a query, how do we use the stop and reverse strategy with some manual line that I just keep some lines to buy at support and sell at resistance? Good question. Next step is what we will look at that. How do we do that? We will go through that process. Now, suppose that you have it. So this person can keep running. All you have to do is create this alert creation is one time. TradingView, as you are aware, is running in the cloud and it will keep working if your computer is off. No problem at all. Similarly, in Algomojo also, you can close the web page and or shut down the computer, or if your internet goes off or there's some problem happening, not an issue at all. The signals will keep getting processed throughout the day. Nothing to worry as such, because it is all enabled at the backend. So we will receive the signals from TradingView.
Sir, one more
Sorry.
question.
Haha. Yes.
Sir, you said like I need to create two strategies, right? One for short, one for long,
Yeah. Yeah.
using
Yeah.
the rule.
Yes.
However, sir, what happens? My position is open,
Huh.
and say exit signal comes. So so because both will be going in the same account, right? So it will exit the position, or it will take a new position.
See, your requirement, if I understand
So,
correctly,
I will repeat again. So whatever happens, suppose I shorted a position,
yeah. Now we
and
have taken a short portion, for example.
I have a target of 100.
Yes, we have
So
a portion which,
I created
yes,
a short only. I created a short only
yes,
strategy. Now I have a
yes,
buy only strategy also, right?
yes.
Now a buy comes, which
Huh.
actually means which should have been ignored.
It will get ignored.
But in the buy strategy, it will
Huh.
do a buy.
Yes. So for that, what you have to do is you have to create one more. See, right now we have created one strategy,
Hmm.
right, which is stop and reversal. Now we'll create one more strategy, which will have a rule like long only.
Long only, another will be short only.
Yes. Now this will have a different webhook URL, right?
Right.
And so this, I go to trading view, and I'll create one more. Clone this. Okay.
No,
We go
no,
in
I
the
got
dev.
you. So you understand my problem, right? So the buy and sell will come. So both,
Yes.
so in for both the different, for both different
Yeah.
things, it
Not an
will.
issue. Yes. 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 It will keep. See, wherever there is long only, it will process only long signals. And if the target is achieved, and if there's no position, it will not take the reverse position.
Right, and
Similar.
it will not take the reverse position in the same strategy, but in the other strategy, it will be a fresh signal, right?
Correct. It will. So there, suppose we had a short running, and the short has got closed. So in the short only, you will not have any new position, but in the long only, you have the long position running.
Yes. So in the long strategy, it will take the long position because buy has come.
Correct. Correct. You're
How
right.
to avoid that?
Now, do you want it to be that way or not?
No, no, I don't want that. So that's what I'm saying. No? So it's a exit signal. So basically, what is happening? I have a strategy, say super trend only,
Ha. Say
but
super trend if you're running. Ha.
super trend is always in some or the other. But I don't want
Correct.
that. So basically, my target is I shorted. I got 1,000 points. I exited based on target.
Correct.
Now after some time, buy will come because that exit signal will come.
Ha.
So that I want to ignore. If I create another strategy with buy only, so that will be a fresh signal for that strategy and it will create a buy, which I don't want.
So let me try and rephrase this. Suppose you're trading in say Nifty, right?
Hmm.
And you want to take only short positions.
So my idea was basically once the target is achieved, the next exit signal should be ignored. So
Yeah,
you
exactly.
have
No,
suggested me to create two strategies, but
no.
however,
Let me try and rephrase this. Suppose you're trading in Nifty futures and you want to take only short signals.
I will not trade both the signals. That's what I'm saying. No, both.
Ha. Suppose say you want to take both long and short, like what we are doing now,
Right, right,
right? So now short had come, so it has taken the short, and after that, say you had set 100 points as the target. That also was met, and the position short position is closed.
right,
After that, a buy signal comes.
right.
You want to buy to be taken or not?
Not. I don't want the buy to be taken.
Then in the strategy that you are creating, you say only sell signal, sell only, short only. Here in the rule,
No, no. So
here,
the problem is it is an exit signal of the previous buy. That is why I want to ignore. But when a new say a totally new signal comes, that I want
see,
to take.
here, see, now what
So you can
happens
say
is,
the first buy as a take profit buy. Other will
yeah,
be a
I got
fresh
your point.
buy.
I got your point. See, now what happens is your strategy should give an entry, exit, again an entry, and an exit as such, right?
Hmm. Right.
So if it is giving in such a manner, then use the rule called long plus short. Yeah, use this rule, the third rule.
But once the target is met, then that exit signal should be ignored. No? That is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, that is a small issue that you will have. Yes,
Okay.
because if the target is achieved and a new buy comes, then it will be a problem. Yes, you can't avoid that. See, the only reason is that here in trading view, when you have a strategy which is giving you an entry and an exit, either that exit is happening either because of the target or because of the change in the trend itself. So if it is because of the target or stop loss, then it has to be handled in a different manner. If it is a exit because of the trend change, like in super trend, then it has to be handled in a different manner. I get your point, but the what happens is here in the pine code that you would have created or being using, then you have to send something called a buy, sell, short, and cover. Or if there is a sell, then the sell should be given, and if you want to take a short, another sell should come. So two sells should be triggered, or two buys needs to be triggered. Only then it will work properly. If you're getting it coded, tell the coder to code it in such a manner that it gives you buy, sell, short, and cover. So what happens? It gives you a buy when a target is achieved and the system is closing it. It will send a sell. Then we know that okay, we need not have to take a short position. Or if you have a short position, it will send a cover order. So we will ignore that cover order. And when a buy comes, we'll take a long position. So in your coding, you have to get that differentiated. Get my point, sir?
But basically there's no solution. That means
See, for such kind of strategies, it has to be handled at a coding kind of level as such. Yes. Otherwise, you will need to use the
I
for
sell.
so if so what you're talking is not very similar to super trend. Super trend is always in trade, but
Yeah,
what you're saying is it is not always in trade. It is
right,
sometimes in
right.
trade and sometimes not in trade.
No trade zone.
Yeah. So it has to be handled differently. Yeah,
Okay.
overall stop loss and profit combined with all the strategies, that is still not available. So it is another uh, development
But
area that
is it
are
not if we club this strategy together and then do it? Is it possible by that way? Group
it
strategy.
is see
Create a group strategy and then basically avoid re-entry.
no, we have tried that. We have come across these similar kind of situations earlier also, but we find it pretty. See, now what you can do is um, when a buy comes, you don't want a buy to be
Because
executed.
it was the exit of the last signal. So
Yeah,
somehow,
got it. I understand. I understand. I understand. No, sir. It has to be done at a coding level only, sir.
so in code level, how can we do it? Because
So when a buy comes, or suppose you're taking a short position,
uh,
a target is met in Algomojo. You have set 100 points as target, and the position has got closed.
uh,
Now here, instead of giving a buy as the order, it is going to give a action as cover. So the signal which comes to us is going to be covered. So we know that okay, if there is already a short signal, that has to be covered. So we will check if the position is open. If it is not open, we'll ignore the signal. Now, after the cover, the new thing that will come is a buy. So then we know that okay, buy has to be executed, and we will take a new position, long position. So short and cover can be coded in the Pine script. So to handle your kind of requirement. So you take an entry and exit the entry. After that, you take a new entry, either long or short, and exit. So it can keep working that way. So it can be multiple buys or multiple sells coming in. So irrespective of that, then it will get handled properly. So buy, sell, short, cover, four actions need to be covered. For that also, we have this provision called long play short, buy, sell, short, cover. So if your system can send buy, sell, short, and cover, then it will work perfectly as what you're mentioning. Otherwise, there'll be an issue. At our platform level, we'll not be able to understand whether it is a change in the trend is what this customer is requiring, or the signal has to be ignored. We will not be able to make out that.
okay, got your point.
Yes, yes. Now, yeah. Now, there's one small query. The stop and reverse strategy is the rule to be used is dependent on the strategy that you're going to use. Now, for example, if you are using a rule like a super trend or a strategy like a super trend, then the rule to be used is the stop and reverse, which is it will say, for example, here it is running on a short, and when the buy signal comes, it will stop the short signal and take the reverse buy signal. So that is why it is called a stop and reverse. Suppose you are taken a PE here, it will close the PE and take a CE here. So it will take the reverse position. Again, it will reverse the CE and take a PE here, and here again it will stop the PE and take a CE here. So that is how it will work in a stop and reverse kind of rule. Yes. So There are see, when it comes to handling of the stop and reverse orders, it is we have found that most brokers should be able to suppose you have taken one lot, say Nifty future, and when a reverse is coming, two orders will go. So it will be shorting of two lots. Most brokers will first close existing position and take a new short position. So thereby you will not have an issue when it comes to margin. But we have also come across some brokers who will ask for two levels of margin, which is not right as such, because they are supposed to close one position and take a next position as such. Hope that clarifies, sir. Yes. Yeah. Next, we will look at how to convert this futures orders into a stop and reverse to trade in, say, a PE or a CE. Right. So we'll use the same super trend and see how we do the setup. First, we will define in Algomojo the strategy. Uh, let me, yeah, let me delete this and create a new strategy for how to do trade in options as such. We'll say BN options, right? So we'll be using the same demo. We'll be using the same super trend, so I'll use the same stop and reverse. So when a long comes, it has to take CE, and if a reverse comes, when a short comes, the CE has to be closed and the PE has to be taken. So let's see how it works and how it has to be configured. This first step is what you define here. I'll use dynamic options. When you want to select dynamically the ATM, OTM, or ITM, use the options dynamic symbol, then select Bank Nifty here, which expiry. You need to say whichever expiry that you want to do. It will show you the date also. Then I'll say ITM 5 or say ITM 2, for example. It can be anything depending on what you want to trade. Select the strike, then say if you're a buyer, you can say buying. If you want to sell, you can do a sell also. Right? Let's look at how to buy. Normal is the order time. If it is MIS, MIS, then price is always market, and here we'll say 100 lots. So the quantity will be 3000. That's it. This basic information has to be set, and it has to be saved. And use this, go to TradingView and create one more alert. Yeah. Load your strategy, similar process. Load your instrument first, select the time frame, and load your strategy and say add alert. Here, by default, whatever is there, I'll delete that and paste. Sorry, not this. The message content is given here. Copy this and paste it here. Go to notifications. Copy this webhook URL. Right. And give it a name. Let's say BN options demo. That's it. So it will be listed here. So whenever there's a buy coming in or a sell coming in, it will take the CE and PA accordingly. So let us enable this. Let me enable this for paper trade. Okay. Now, since this is already in short, super trend is already in short, and if you feel that okay, I have to take this entry manually, let me do it manually, and then link it to the system to take it forward. The way to do it is go here and generate this sell signal from here against this strategy. Okay. Or I'll say short. Okay. And come to my signals and select the BN options. I've shorted here, and the portion that is taken is P 3000 quantity. As you can see here, the order is for P 53,500 P. Now, whenever the chart super trend turns into buy mode, this P will be closed. This P which have taken it manually will be closed, and a CE will be taken based on the signal that comes from trading. So that is always the process. Sir. That is always the process. So alert creation process is the same, like load your strategy, time frame, and create an alert. And when creating the alert, the other process is also the same. Copy and paste the message box content and notification webhook URL. Whereas what you define to trade is done here. Whether you want to trade in futures, this is what we created. Here we are saying we want to trade in Bank Nifty option 100 lots. This is what we have created. So each gets linked through the respective webhook URL. So this strategy number is 257. This is 255. So it will get linked to TradingView here. If you come to TradingView and look at this webhook URL, you can see that this webhook URL will contain the strategy number 257. So this is linked to the Bank Nifty trade that we want to do. That's all the process. Yeah. Sorry. Let me try and explain. So we have created here, right? So, here we created saying that we want to trade in Bank Nifty options, buying current month strategy, 100 lots, ITM2. This is what we have defined, right? And once you save that, you copy this webhook URL and go to TradingView. And when you're creating this alert, go to notification. When you paste it here, this is from where we will know that this alert pertains to Algomojo Bank Nifty options trade. This is the link for that. So as you can see here, the strategy number is mentioned here. This is how we get from Algomojo the strategy and place it here. The link is from here. And what to do is coming from here. The action is buy sell is coming from here. Yeah, like what we created here. The buy sell strategy action, whether to buy or sell is what is getting defined here. And to which strategy it is linked is going from this webhook here. So it is a two-step process. First is whether to buy or sell is what we are defining here, and to which strategy, whether it is Nifty futures, whether it is Bank Nifty futures, it could be Reliance, it could be HDFC, any strategy. For each strategy, you have to create separate template like this, what you want to trade. You might want to trade in, say, Reliance. So create one more strategy for Reliance, say futures you want to trade in. Or another, you want to trade in, say, HDFC Bank in cash market. So create one more for HDFC Bank. So you can create as many number as possible. Only thing I have in mind, first, when you're doing the paper trade, it is limited to 3. You can check it out how it is working. After that, you can get into live trade. There's no limitation in terms of live trade. Right, sir. Hope that is clear, sir, in terms of how to do the setup. Right. Now, when this gives a buy, the PE portion that we have taken will get closed and the CE will be taken, right? Now, somebody was asking, how do I take a buy portion and a sell portion when it reaches support and uh, resistance level? So let us try and do a setup for that. Say, for example, suppose you feel that, okay, if the price comes to the support level here, you want to take a long entry, and suppose you take this as a resistance level. When it comes here, you want to take that as a resistance and take a short entry. Close the long entry and take a short entry. So let us define what is that we want to trade. So let's create one more strategy in Algomojo. Here we will say Nifty options. Instead of Bank Nifty options, we will say Nifty options. And use the same rule like stop and reverse. I'll select dynamic options. I'll select Nifty from here and select current month or say current month, and I'll say ATM and say 50 lots. That's it. So let me save this. And from here, when we are doing a setup to trade based on the price action or from an indicator, we have to use a different code. So we have to go to this indicator section under trading view, and we use these codes for setting up the alerts. Remember, for price based or indicator based triggers, you have to create two alerts, one for entry and another one for exit. Now let's try and create one for entry. We'll say that, okay, this is a support level. When it price comes here and then crosses up, I want a long to be taken. So what you need to do is whichever is the level, say, let me start with the blank area. I'll right click there and say add alert here. And I'll say price, it is based on price crossing up. That means to say price will go down and it will start coming up. Okay. Only once I want a buy to be done, I'll say NFC buy. Okay. And for entry, I'll say buy, copy that code here and paste it here and use the webhook URL from here and paste it in the webhook URL. Here I said NFC buy and say create. Let me try and bring this to a level which is 300. Great. So as when you create an alert, you'll be able to see it visually on the chart. So this is the level which we have created. You can see here. If the price comes down to the support level, which I have marked, and starts moving up, I don't want to take an entry if it keeps going down. It has to go below that and starts coming up. Then I want a CE to be triggered, is what I'm telling the system. So it will wait for the price to drop to this level. And when it starts going up, it will take a CE. That is how you create for price-based action. Now, once you create this, this is for entry, and we will create one more for reversal. The way to do that is just go to the alert that we just created here and say clone. It will create a copy of what you just did. Here we are saying that crossing down, and we will say a value of 96,700. That's it. That is a level I'm looking at as a resistance. And here instead of buying, I'll say sell. And here I'll say instead of CE, I'll say PE buy and create this alert. So you have two levels. You have a resistance level, you have a support level. So when the price comes down and starts moving up the support level, it will take a CE entry. And when it goes to the resistance level, crosses up and starts coming down, then it will close the CE and take a PE. As simple as that. Now, these are one-time creations, okay? And you can move these things visually on the screen itself. You suppose you feel that this is not the level, this is the level where I want to take an entry. If it comes here and then starts moving up, I want to see it to be triggered. You can do that. And similarly here also. If it is not there, I want to sell it off somewhere here, you can move it manually also. So these are one-time creations. Do that, create that alert, and after that, the system can keep running for you. It is as easy as that. Yeah, you can do that. Suppose you create this is for one, and suppose you want to create for one more entry. So you need to create one more alert or one more strategy in Algomojo, and then take it. Okay. You want to close the position. Suppose you have taken an entry. Either there are two methods. See, it will start taking up only here, right? When it starts going up only, it will give you an entry for buy CE buy. For that CE buy, if you want to create a stop loss, for example, then you can say that, okay, here, add an alert, and say if the price is crossing down, and here, sorry, not this. It's slightly difficult to handle, but if you are able to manage the system sitting in front of you, in front of the screen, you will be able to handle it. Here, I'll go to this place and copy this, paste it here, and webhook URL is the same, and I'll call this as NFSL as such, and say create. Change this level. Yeah. Now we had created one level here for CE entry. Now the CE has been triggered. Price-based action, it will trigger an order only once, and after that it will get paused. Okay. After that, you will need to re-enable it every time. Suppose you want to take one more entry, you will have to take a re-entry. So CE entry was triggered. As you can see from the log here, we can check what has happened to that order. See, I have not enabled active enabled this strategy. So if you are not enabled the strategy, the order will not get triggered. So here it will get rejected, saying that please enable live or paper trade. So don't forget to enable the strategy after you create it. Otherwise, the orders or signals will get rejected. Here it got rejected, saying that the live or paper trade was not enabled for whatever reason, whether you didn't want to trade or forgot to trade or forgot to enable it. It could be any reason. Then the trades will not be processed as such. Ensure that every day in the morning when you log in, every day in the morning, another thing to remember is that by default it will all be in inactive state. You have to enable them for live or paper trade every day, and do this activity around the market opening time, around 8:45, 9 o'clock kind of thing, and not very early in the morning, say 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Don't do it at that time, because most of the brokers would be doing their maintenance activities, and the token that they provide for API trading will get expired if they have not completed the maintenance activity. And if you are logged in at 6 o'clock, then you'll get a message saying that this session expired, re-log in. So the order would also have got rejected. So don't do it very early in the morning. Do it close to the market open times as such. 8:45, 9 would be a good time to log in and say enable live or paper trades. It will work. So, now you had a query saying that I've taken suppose I've taken this CE entry and I want to set a stop loss also. So what needs to be done? So though it will come here and trigger the stop loss, if you can keep moving it up and down. Um, or the other method of doing it is you can also set it in Algomojo itself, the target and stop loss. Here itself, you can say that, okay, target, you're setting it as say 20 points or 25 percentage, whatever percentage you feel is comfortable. You can set it up here also. So after an entry is taken, Algomojo can handle the stop losses for you. Or if you want to do it from this place, it becomes slightly complicated, because if we are using for a super trend a strategy like stop and reverse, it will stop the CE and start taking PE. So that was not the intention. So you need to be careful about it. It's not a foolproof method of doing a stop loss for an entry for a price-based action or for a super trend kind of action from the chart. However, you can manage it or handle it from Algomojo. You will still be able to put in the necessary stop loss in terms of points or amount or even terms of percentage. So after an entry is taken, if the stop loss is hit or the target is hit, it will trigger an order, close the position. Yeah, once the target is hit, we know that the system, the portion is closed. So if there's a new trigger coming in from here, we know that there's no new open portion and we need not have to place dual order. We'll place only one order. Yeah, but in your kind of requirements, sir, here, if the stop loss is hit, if it had taken a CE, it'll close the CE and take a PE. So that is why from the chart, it is difficult to manage. Or the other method is to use a long plus short, where you define saying that, okay, take a long entry, and if a sell is coming in, the long will be closed and it'll wait. So you're taking an entry, for example, say here, the price is coming here, it will start, you take a CE entry. Here we are given a stop loss, so it will say sell. Let me try and change this to buy. So if the price comes below this and starts going up, then it will take a CE. And the resistance level which is there here, uh, the C will be closed and PE will be taken. So if you want it to work in that fashion, this is the suggested method. However, if you want to handle stop loss also, you'll need to have a different process, sir. Yeah, if it is stop and reverse, then it'll immediately close the C and take a P. If it is long plus short, then it will close the position and wait for the new signal. It'll take the new signal. Yes. Normally, for people who take uh, the support and resistance level, where you don't want to take a reverse entry at the resistance, or you want to just close the open position and wait for an appropriate level to happen, then we normally suggest to go with a long plus short kind of trade. So what it will do is it will take an entry from here, and when it price goes up and starts coming down, it will close that long entry and wait for the new trigger to happen. So a similar thing can be done, for example, using a trend line. For example, a lot of people use various studies. Suppose you want to draw a trend line, and if the price starts moving up, this breaks out of this trend line, then you want a long to be taken. All you have to do is put up your drawing here, right click on that, and say add alert on the trend line, and say that price crossing up, I want a buy to be taken. That's it. Create an alert. Say trend line entry long, for example, and create. So if the price starts moving up, this breaks out of this trend line, it will take a long entry. Or if you say that, okay, I want the price, if it breaks down this level, I want a short to be taken, then put your drawing and then say price crossing down. And here, instead of buy, you keep it as sell and say create. So when the price drops below this, it will take a PE. If the price crosses above this, it takes a C, if that is what you have configured in your system as such. Yes. Yeah, either stop loss, you have a different method of doing it, or you put it in Algomojo itself in terms of points, how much you want it to achieve, and then stop the trade, either in terms of stop loss. Trailing stop loss also is what you can use, or set a M2M based exit, trailing M2M based exit. So various methods are available for you in terms of closing the trade taken. Or if you want to handle it from here, that's also possible. But yes, you're taking an entry, you can take a closure, but you want a reverse trade to be taken, it has to be handled in a different manner. You just want to close a trade that has to be handled in a different manner. That's it. See, most we don't recommend per se any broker. It is up to you in terms of which broker you're comfortable with, which whom with whom you have been dealing with so far. Almost all of them are good. It is dependent on one's comfort as such. A lot of people use Zerodha because now they've started using because they made the APIs free of cost. Otherwise, everybody is pretty good in terms of performance. See, all servers, all broker servers are all located close to the exchanges. So, in terms of latencies, we don't see much of a difference. The performance is similar to with all the brokers. Only thing is what you need to look at is are you comfortable with the say the brokers handling of in terms of your uh, releasing of margins, additions of margin, leverage? Everybody gives the same kind of leverage, so there's no issue as such. Um, the what I normally look at is how user friendly is their UI, the in the mobile app or the laptop app or web browser as such. So depending on your comfortable, you can choose any of them. But the simplest of the guys in terms of API handling are your Zerodas to Fires to um, I would even say people like Angel, they're all pretty simple. There are some brokers for where the API configuration is a bit complex, like your Motilals to 5paisa. They're a bit complex to handle, but one time you will need to do a struggle in terms of understanding how they want to handle the API configuration, generation of API, their API, and then integrating with Algomojo. That you need to generate it first there and then come back here and register it with us. So it's a bit of a complex method in some of these brokers, but people like Zerodha or Angel or Fire, Allies Blue, Trade, all these are very simple. You just need to upload your user ID and register. It's a simple process, nothing complicated as such. And it's pretty good. So any clarifications on how to do a setup in trading? So you can bring in any, it can be something like indicator also. So for example, RSI, it can be any indicator, load your indicator and go to this indicator and create an alert. Say add alert on RSI. Uh, for indicators, you need to update something called a condition and when you want to trigger. So those things you need to update. It is pretty similar. Condition is if you say that, okay, crossing up a certain value of, say, for example, if the RSI comes below 30 and it is crosses, it is say crossing 40, you want to take a long entry, you can say that. And when the bar is getting close above that level, you want to take an entry, you just say that, okay, paste this message box, update the webhook URL for the strategy that you want to trade with. Give it a name, say RSI entry, and say create. That's it. This so for entry you have to create one, and for exit you have to create one. Very similar to the price-based action in terms of alert creations. Only a difference is in price-based action, the once the level gets triggered, it gets into a pause mode, whereas an indicator will keep running for you. So whenever you have an indicator, say for example, which takes an entry at around say 30 and takes an exit when it starts coming down below say 75, then you create those alerts. So whenever that happens, it will keep taking those entry and exits. So when the RSI comes below 30 and starts moving up, it will take a CE, for example. When it starts coming below 75, it will take a PE after closing CE. And again, it goes down, it will again close PE and take CE. So it can keep running for you continuously, not an issue at all. So the alert will not get paused. Unlike a price-based action where the once the trigger happens, as you can see here, it has got paused as such. So here is one more that has got paused. So you can restart them again. So once the price comes above that level and continue using those price-based methods also. Yeah, it's pretty simple. In case you have any difficulty, our team is there to assist you. It's a one-time activity to do, sir. You should be able to do it. We have outlined the process how to do it. After that, you need not have to worry. One time register in Algomojo with your credentials and start using the platform. If you find it difficult, just ping us. We will come online. We'll normally get connected through any desk and then do the setup and show it for the clients how to operate or how to register. And then once the registration is done, how to take the trial APIs from us and start using it. If you want some help in terms of identifying the strategy and creating the alert one or two times, we can definitely show it. It's a simple process. All you have to do is create an alert by using a strategy or an indicator. The method would be slightly different when using an indicator or a strategy. And any other queries as to how to configure in TradingView? If anybody wants to have a look at something, we can try and do that again. So you can bring in any kind of study, any kind of indicators, and trigger the orders from the chart. You need not have to get into what is the code to be looked into, checked into, any changes to be done in the code itself in the Pine script. All those complications are not there. Just copy paste the message box content and update the webhook URL. Those are the only two things to be done, and that's it. The system will keep running. See, whenever those signals are getting generated from TradingView, the orders will be placed in your broker account. Any queries, you can use the Q&A box. Okay. Going back to the presentation, we saw some examples of how to do trading with super trend and RSI. Of course, we didn't see. It's similar to the price-based action. It can be a trend line-based action or a level-based action. Now, the process to set an alert, always remember, is when you're using a strategy, first load the trading symbol on the trading view chart, then select the time frame because that is what is more relevant in trading view, and load the strategy that you want to trade. Then click on the more button and say add alert. You will get a pop-up in which you have to update the message box here, and the under the notification you have to update the webhook URL. Both are given by Algomojo. So update the message box and update the webhook URL, and that's it. You are ready for receiving any signals from the chart, and order will get placed. Sure, sir. I'll ask our team to help you out in terms of done integration. Our team will get in touch with you and help you out. Okay. Just note down your number. Yeah, team will assist you in case you want any help. They will help you out, sir. So if you are using an indicator, the process is slightly different. But initial thing is first you select the symbol that you want to trade, then select the time frame, then load the indicator that you want to use, then click on add alert on the indicator. You'll get a message box which is slightly different from what we saw earlier. The earlier one didn't have the condition and trigger all that thing. You have to just update the message box. Here you need to update the condition when The conditions will be different based on the type of indicator you're using. Similarly, trigger also normally it is kept as once per bar close, and then give a name. And for indicators, you have to create an alert or two alerts, one for entry and one for exit, one for buy and one for sell. So use the appropriate message from Algomojo, paste it here, and under the notification, paste the webhook URL, and say create the alert, which will start working for you. So in the trigger box, you will find normally these kind of messages, whether it is crossing up or greater than, less than kind of value. As per your study, choose what is relevant and then set up the alert, entry alert and exit alerts. That's it. It will keep working for you. It's pretty simple. TradingView has got a lot of facilities and a lot of studies that can be very effectively used for profitable trading. Um, all you have to is identify the right one and then make your trading and investment journey as simple as possible. We are there to help you out in that area as such. Now, in case you want to try out any of the option strategies, we have an extensive blog. Kindly go through this blog called algomojo.com/blog. Under the options, you have various strategies. How to set up each of these strategies and use it is outlined in this. A brief about our support structure. We are available on all days, uh, Monday to Friday from 9 to 5, and on Saturdays from 10 to 5. You can contact us either using a WhatsApp. WhatsApp number is 81055572233, or you can give us a call 8550 or you can raise a ticket from our website. We will answer back on the tickets, or you can send us an email at support@algomojo.com. We can correspond on email also. That's it. My name is Lokesh. In case you have, we also undertake a coding of strategies and TradingView, Amibroker kind of platforms. In case if you have any such requirements, do send me an email. If you have any queries, feel free to send me an email on lokesh@finfolab.com. We have an extensive blog, algomojo.com/blog, with all features and facilities are explained in a very, very simple manner, very easily understandable method. So kindly go through that in case if you need any further information. Otherwise, our support structure is always available to help you out. That's it. If you have any queries, do let me know. Try and answer. In Amibroker, if anybody is interested, let me know. Uh, Amibroker, it's a very, very useful tool in case, but only thing is, it is you need a bit of experience to handle Amibroker. The process is pretty similar. If you would like to have a look at it, that we can, if you have a strategy EFL, we can try and definitely do that. It is, let me try and show you that. So, Amibroker, so
Hello.
yeah, tell me.
So one question I also have. So
Ah,
suppose if I go for subscription model, the
yes.
5,000 a year, 6,000 year per year. So
Ah,
in that I can change brokers multiple times, or it is for only one broker.
see, subscription you can change. If you have a subscription, say with LSB today and you want to change over to Zerodha tomorrow, you can do that. Okay. For
Okay.
balanced number of days, whatever is left out, we can shift your subscription to whichever broker you use. Okay.
Okay. So how many times I can change broker?
There's no limitation. All you have to do is get in touch with us and tell us what is what, which broker to which broker, and your client ID. We will be able to shift you out.
Okay. So I can't do it myself, right? I will need
No,
help from your
yeah,
side.
it has to be done at our back end. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Sir, any plans for adding define edge?
Not immediately. We are working with the team.
Okay.
Once we keep adding brokers, pretty say at least one or two brokers every month almost. Uh, Once it is done, we'll definitely update you. Yes,
Okay, sure, sure.
define
Thank you.
exposure. Yeah, suppose you have Amibroker and you have an ASL. All you have to do is go to your open a chart and say load your strategy. Let me try and load a strategy. Say something like this. This is a strategy, this is a proprietary strategy that we offer on a chargeable basis also in case if you're looking at some strategies, you can try it out. So this gives you buy and sell signals. So whenever there's a buy or a sell, the position has to be taken either in futures or in options. The process is the same. The first setup that you have to do is similar to what we did here. Like in Algomojo, define what is that you want to trade. For example, here we saw that we wanted to trade in Nifty futures, and the rule to be used is stop and reverse, and we have to trade in so many lots. All that has to be defined once, and after you do that, you can go to Amibroker section. There are various rules here. You can, based on the rule, you can copy these um, codes and update it in Amibroker. All you have to do is come here, say edit the code which you have and paste that code here at the bottom and save. Once you do that, you will, under the parameters, you will find this section, Algomojo execution control. In this, update the webhook URL. Go to Algomojo, copy this webhook URL and paste it here and enable the tool. That's it. That is all as the process for Amibroker. So you should have a AFL which gives you buy sell signal depending on the kind of strategy or AFL that you're using. Whether select the relevant rule in case if it is something like this, which is always in trade, long and short. Use the long stop and reverse kind of rule. Copy this code. If it is only long only, then use this code. If it is short only, use this code. Long plus short, use the other one. So you can try that. Or if you want to do a button kind of trading, that also is possible. Suppose you have a Amibroker open and say we load a new chart and say load a price chart. Load a price chart and suppose you want to trade visually from here, you can try and use our button module. All you have to do is go here and add the button module. Of course, these are available as AFLs also. You can download them and then just drag and drop. I have not downloaded, so let me try and copy it from here. So copy this code, go to Amibroker, this um, code, paste it here. Under the parameters, say enable. So you will have four buttons: buy entry, buy exit, sell entry, sell exit. So short entry, short exit. So under the parameters, update this webhook URL. So let me try. Copy the code from the webhook URL from here. Paste it and say okay. If you say open a log, of course, first time when you're doing it, you will have a bridge also to be installed. Uh, it is do-it-yourself kind of thing, or you can get in touch with us. We can help you out also. So if you say buy from here, if you press the buy button, it will show you that okay, signal has been generated from here, and at so and so time, 12 o'clock, 1 minute, you can go to this place and this is from Nifty. is what we had used. My signals. Yeah, 1201. We had a buy coming in. A new position has been taken. So buy is running here. And if you want to close this position, if you're looking at the chart and say buy exit, it will send a sell signal. You'll be able to see the sell has been sent and the position has been reversed to short. So you can trade from the chart also like this. Yeah, a broker offers huge amount of flexibility and kind of um, back testing that you can do on the strategy. The kind of strategy that you can do is very extensive. However, if you're experienced with any broker, it becomes easier to handle. Otherwise, it requires a lot of study and background work as a user. One will need to put in, and then it becomes very easy to operate. Any specific thing you would like to look at in April? Yeah, suppose you're doing it in uh, either you can do a multi-time frame thing, or if you want to run one strategy in 5 minutes, another one strategy in 15 minutes. So you open the chart with say 5 minutes and open one more chart with 15 minutes. And for 5 minutes, use one. Suppose you want to, for this, you're using Nifty, and for another one, you want to use, say, Bank Nifty, or it can be Nifty also. This is Bank Nifty, and this is on 15 minutes. You add the button module here, or your if it is depending on the kind of strategy that you're running, you can use that AFL. Go to my strategies here under the view, come down. The Amibroker section, use this rule, say stop and reverse, or say button, copy this, save it. So you have uh, all the charts loaded here. For example, this is Nifty chart. You're running one strategy. Here you're running Bank Nifty on 15 minutes. You're running Nifty on 5 minutes. So you can say create one for say one strategy for Nifty, like what we have done here, and another for say Bank Nifty, and another for Nifty options. So use the relevant webhook URL and paste it in the relevant chart. Yeah. So if it is Bank Nifty, put that webhook URL here. And if it is Nifty, use that webhook URL here. And if it is another strategy, use futures, another strategy, use that webhook URL here. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. So when it comes to Amibroker, yeah, let me show you this. So in terms of documentation here, you will need to go to the bridge and say that, okay, you have an Amibroker, and first time you have to do a bridge installation. The step-by-step process of bridge installation is outlined here. You can do it on your own. In case if you find any difficulty, get in touch with us. We'll help you to get the bridge installation done. Otherwise, the AFL, the orders will not go through. The bridge installation is a must, and it is a one-time act. Great. So please write also in case you find any explanation, need any explanation, any assistance. Feel free to contact us. We'll be very happy to assist you. So these are our support details. you can get in touch with us either by call or WhatsApp, uh, or send an email or raise a ticket. We'll be happy to assist. Any other queries? Anybody? Okay. In case there are no other queries, we can try and stop the session now. Thanks everybody. Thanks on behalf of Algomojo for attending this session. Uh, Wishing you all a very nice weekend and happy trading. You're welcome.